Good morning, and welcome to Off the Shelf on My 96.7, sponsored by Helpline of Delaware and Morrow Counties. Help starts here. Here are your hosts, Nicole Fowles and Molly Myers-LaBadie.
Good morning, Delaware. The things that happen before we go on air, you would never. Mark's being spicy this morning.
Spicy.
Yep. Molly's talking, all about fancy heels.
I'm wearing heels.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's things that don't happen often, listeners.
We have lipstick on too, guys.
Both of us.
Yeah,
Whoa.
it's really it's a great morning here.
We're
on the radio
fancy.
station. And I am happy to have with us this morning Jen Ruhe, the Director of Communications for Delaware City Schools. We're very happy to have you, Jen. Good morning.
Thank you. So glad to be here.
Yes, we're curly-haired sisters. We're communication sisters. We're very happy to talk all the things. And so Jen's going to, I'm sorry, I know it's the middle of July, but we're going to talk about back to school. So parents, get ready.
It's coming.
Right.
But it's exciting too, in a way.
It is exciting. Yeah, yeah. So we'll talk in the second half of the show. We've got supplies for scholars. We've got all the things that Delaware City Schools are doing. So you won't want to miss that. But like usual, we're going to talk about books first.
I love talking about books.
Things happening in and around town, all the sorts of good things. So, Molly, you said that you're back with a cozy mystery.
Back with a cozy mystery.
What do we got today?
Okay, this is a new cozy mystery series for me. And listeners, I started on book 2, and I'm going to tell you, you're just fine going out of order on this one.
Mm-hmm.
This one is also really good for those Ohio road trippers. This one takes place in Chagrin Falls.
Chagrin.
Chagrin, thank you.
There you go.
Sorry, Chagrin Falls. And I listened to it. Sad truth.
That's all right.
It's still early. I need more coffee.
We'll get that.
This is called the Ice Cream Parlor Mystery. It's number 2 in the series, A Game of Cones.
Yeah.
Nice.
I love these titles. It's by an author named Abby Collette, and I quickly fell deeply in love. I will be reading more of this series. The whole story is set around Bronwyn Kress. She left her hometown to go to New York City, where she became very, very successful. But she was drawn back to that hometown and her family's ice cream shop. Mm-hmm. So we're set in an ice cream shop, so I'm also very happy. She's very clever. She's very creative. Her flavors have brought people in. She redesigned the shop so that the back window is glass, or the back wall is glass, and you can overlook the falls.
Aww.
So the setting is absolutely warm and wonderful. But in any cozy mystery, there are also a lot of dead bodies.
Yay. Oh,
There used to be none.
Oh.
Wait, am I the only one who was like, and there are dead bodies?
Right. No.
It's a cozy mystery. I don't want it in real life unless I could solve it, which I think I can. So what happens in the story is at the same time that a body is found behind these businesses, there is a local person coming in trying to build a mall, which would tear up the beauty of this small town. It would really destroy the local businesses, but they're getting the businesses to sign into the mall, to this new industry, this huge industry machine they're putting in. And of course, at the same time, Bronwyn's best friend from New York, who is very stylish, part of the makeup and the shoes today as I'm trying to be stylish like this.
You've been
shows
inspired.
up. I've been inspired. She shows up to try to convince her to come back to New York with a high-paying job. And her aunt comes back to try to turn the ice cream shop that is now successful back the way it was when she was living there. So we've got all sorts of characters coming in. You meet every shop owner. You find out things like everybody has a gun. Like midway through the book, everyone has a gun. It's not like there's no spoiler in that, but everybody has a gun. Of course they do.
So that makes everyone a suspect.
Yes.
Of course.
And, she is just trying to figure out what happened. And, of course, her best friend becomes the lead suspect.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
As much as she's trying to stay out of this so she doesn't upset the local police, she's got to help out a friend, right?
Right.
Oh my gosh, this is charming, sweet. you fall into it really easily. You know, if you're like me and I'm easily distracted in the summer, like driving down the road, I'm like, ooh, that'd be fun for a picnic. Ooh, maybe I could go shopping today after work. Then this is the book for you because you're not going to get yourself lost. You're going to be inspired to look good one day. It's worth it.
And that is the second in the Ice Cream Parlor mystery series, A Game of Cones.
A Game of Cones.
Amazing.
Abby Collette.
Jen, you were telling us that you have been a trooper making your way through a 40-hour audiobook. I cannot, I bow down to you. That is amazing.
I am so,
Tell us
so impressed.
what it is, a little bit about it. How are you feeling about it at this point?
Yeah, so I probably wouldn't have downloaded the book if I would have looked at the hours ahead of time either.
Smart, yeah.
But it was recommended to me by a friend. So it's Karin Slaughter, and it's All the Pretty Girls, and it's a very intense book. And so, as I was telling you earlier, I'm to the last 6 chapters, which is they're unraveling everything that's happening. And so now I'm like that uncomfortable spot where I'm listening to it, and because I don't have the book, so this audiobooks are kind of new for me. I'm a page turner, or used to be, but I don't have that kind of time with kids, so I can't skip ahead 4 chapters and read a couple pages to make myself more comfortable to know what's going to happen.
Oh yeah, you're on the roller coaster
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
You just have to hang
so
on.
I'm just at this very intense spot where it's very uncomfortable, and some days I'm having a hard time turning it on because I'm like, ooh, there's a lot of very intense things going on. But I like the book, and if you can, make it through it, as long as you have some time or you're willing to do it over time, highly recommended.
So general concept, because I've heard this title all over the place, but I don't know much about it. Murder mystery?
Definitely. So the couple main characters are set around a family where the oldest daughter was kidnapped and never found, but presumed dead because it's now been 20 years. And then it kind of follows this family recovering from that, but then the intertwining of now the main suspect is married to one of the sisters.
Oh.
Yes. And so that's and now she's unraveling that she's been obviously a target of, he had an obsession with the family, and this was kind of his main goal, was to
Get himself into the family.
yes, and stay close to the family to watch their suffering
Ooh,
as
yuck.
they've grieved their
Right.
their daughter, their sister, their dad now passed away, all kinds of things. So yeah,
Ew.
pretty
So deep,
intense.
Deep
I know.
psychological.
Yes, very much so.
Super psychological.
Yes.
Now I'm going to have to
thriller.
reserve it. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's Karin Slaughter's All the Pretty Girls.
Yes.
Yes. I want to go to the song All the Pretty Little Horses, but that's very different.
That sounds much. It might be more calming than the book is.
Maybe Mark can play that in the break or something. We can come back. Thanks, Mark. You live to serve.
Right, I do. Thank you.
Well, I had a really fun week this week, and Wednesday night I took some time and drove up to Cleveland area, and I went to the Blossom Music Center.
I love
and
Blossom.
I saw my childhood, lifelong, favorite artist of my entire life, Alanis Morissette.
Oh.
She had
yes.
her 25th anniversary tour for her supposed former infatuation Junkie CD, which was the second release after her Jagged Little Pill CD, which had its 25th anniversary in 2020. So that tour didn't happen.
Well, my high school 25th is coming up. You're making me feel old right now.
Yep. Well, she was phenomenal. She is my goat, the greatest of all time. Absolutely love everything that she does. The concert was amazing. She also toured with Joan Jett, and so Joan opened with the Blackhearts. So Joan opened, and that was amazing as well. And it was funny because the couple beside me was really jamming to Joan, and I was like, yeah, I'm here for Joan. She did a lot for music and punk and everything like that. And I was like, so, who are you the bigger fan of? And they said, well, Joan bridged the 80s for us and Alanis bridged the 90s for us. I was like, yeah, that's a really cool, a smart mashup of the two together. But tying it back into the library, it's so easy to deep dive something that you're hyper into.
Yes.
And so all you have to do, if I go to Hoopla, which is my favorite digital library go-to, it's a simple free app that you connect your library card to, Hoopla. And I search Alanis Morissette. I come up with 390 results, in the in their catalog, and it's not just her CDs. Of course, you have. You have the Jagged Little Pill original, the parental advisory, the non-parental, the 25th anniversary re-release. So that's 4 right there. But then you also have all the things that she's been tagged in that you might not have known about that are really easy to kind of get into. So she is in a movie that Seth Rogen created called Being Canadian. And I'm sure it's just a cameo, but I haven't seen it. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe I need to watch Being Canadian because Alanis has a cameo in it. You can also keep going through, and you can, if you didn't know, she did Uninvited, which is on the City of Angels soundtrack. So that might, dive you into that arena. You might also know that she created the theme song for the for the TV series Yellow Jackets. And so
I did not know that.
That is her theme song. Yep. So that might dive you into that area as well. And you can just keep going. Now, one of my favorites, and that I will admit that I haven't read yet, is her Jagged Little Pill CD was made into a Broadway musical called Jagged Little Pill.
Really?
Yes, and I haven't seen it. I want to go see it. But then it's also been adapted into a novel. So there's a novelization of that had Alanis's hands in it, of course, in the writing of it. And the novel itself is called Jagged Little Pill, the novel. And so just like the coolest thing about the library is that like once you find something that you can say is your thing, it's so easy to just really dive into it with all the free resources. These are literally the ones that I just named, for my thing are digital. They're right at my fingertips. But if I wanted to go even further and search our catalog, I bet I could find sheet music because we have books that can be for easy piano playing. I bet I could find, all sorts of other things like that. So that's just like a fun little plug for your local library. Take a moment, think about something that you geek, maybe it's even something that your kids are into. Like we discovered my daughter, she's really into video gaming and things on her Nintendo Switch and different things like that. She found a video game called Splatoon, and we discovered that when we were searching for Splatoon to play on her gaming system, there's a manga series that was written about it, and it's for her age group. Wow. And so we bought her the first one, and now we've checked out the second one, and she's discovering, she's like, I've never read this before. Do you know you read it backwards? It starts at the back and you go right to left. Normally it's left to right. So it's just kind of fun to like see how you can really help yourself and help those around you dig into something that,
and creating such a love of reading.
Right.
Like that, taking your game and turning that into something that's lifelong. Right. Adventuring wherever you're at.
Yeah. So now she can take her little person and they can like spit their little ink things, at the screen. If you played Splatoon, it's real silly. But now there's a backstory. So,
Yes.
Who knows? Like, why is the blue team, always going after the green team? Now you know. So
now I may need to know.
You might need to know. All right. Well, with that, we're going to take a short break. Stay tuned. Is this All the Pretty Little Horses? Oh, this is Alanis. I was like, wait a second. You learn. Okay, so stay tuned and you'll learn more about the library and Delaware City Schools.
You can use your phone at a doctor's office. You can use your phone at a football game. You can even use your phone at an amusement park. But one place you should never use your phone is behind the wheel. Fines now start at $150. So remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Along with the Ohio chapter of the International Society of Arboriculture, while you're outside, this is a great time to be on the lookout for invasive plant species like honeysuckle, poison hemlock, and even wild parsnip, which can cause severe skin blistering, so be careful. Invasive species can wreak all sorts of havoc, like altering the native food web, making it harder on native wildlife, altering soil chemistry, even creating a better environment for things like ticks and mosquitoes. To learn more or to find a certified arborist near you, go to treesforohio.org. That's trees, the number 4, ohio.org.
Fair time is fun time, and we are racing at the Union County Fair. Catch the excitement of harness racing Sunday and Monday. See the power, feel the thunder, and cheer on your favorite as the horses race to the finish line. Sunday and Monday at the Union County Fair in Marysville. Post time is 11 a.m. Horses, racing, and winners at the Union County Fair.
Do you need a basic driveway replacement or a complex in-ground pool, patio, or outdoor kitchen installation? Call Maxima Concrete. They do it all. Broom finished, stamped and colored, or exposed aggregate concrete, pavers, natural stone, seating walls, even lighting and landscaping. Everything is in-house with Maxima, so buy from the guys that actually perform the work. Mention this ad for $250 off your next project. Get a free estimate today by visiting MaximaConcrete.com. That's MAXIMA Concrete.com.
When it's after hours and your veterinarian isn't available, but your dog or cat has a minor injury or illness and needs care, who can you turn to? The Urgent Care Service at the Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center in Dublin. Open evenings, weekends, and holidays with no appointment necessary. So if you're concerned that your pet's issues shouldn't wait until your family's vet is available, but it's not quite an emergency, visit Ohio State's Veterinary Urgent Care in Dublin, located at 5020 Bradenton Road near Tuttle Mall, or call 614-889-8070.
You're invited to join the Delaware County Veterans Service Commission in remembering and honoring those who served. The Wall That Heals is coming to Delaware County and will be its only stop in the state of Ohio. The Wall That Heals is a 3/4 scale replica of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C., and it includes a mobile education center. Experience this one-of-a-kind exhibit honoring our women and men who fought and sacrificed it all. The Wall That Heals is coming to Delaware's Havner Park, 4085 Liberty Road, September 12th through the 15th, with free admission, open 24 hours.
From the My 96.7 Forecast Center, we'll wrap up the week with plenty of sunshine and a high of 80. Tonight should be partly cloudy with a low of 58. We'll kick off the weekend Saturday with a sunny day. It'll be a touch warmer with a high of 84. I'm Rod Tanner on the new My 96.7, 70s, 80s, and more.
65 now in downtown Delaware. Back to more of Off the Shelf, and they're just sort of hanging out. One hand in their pocket, flashing the peace sign and more. Nicole and Molly with Off the Shelf. There you go. What's up?
Oh my gosh, it was just the greatest concert. We were still talking about it over the break. She did an acoustic set 3 rows behind me, and I will admit, like I've already said, I'm an Uber fan, and when I realized that was happening, I must have immediately just gone to tears and just uncontrollable. And the woman beside me grabs my hand and she's like, "Get over here," so I could get a better view of her being 10 feet away from me.
Oh wow,
I was
how cool!
Oh my gosh, this is my life. So yeah, it was amazing.
Nice.
Thank you, Mark, for
That's fun.
indulging me.
Of course. It's Alanis Morissette, after all. I mean,
Exactly.
I'm there with you.
She is the goat.
I remember her from You Can't Do That on Television.
Oh, yeah, she did.
I was a huge fan back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you can dig up her Canadian album that she released when she was in her teens, it's a bop. You find it. It's so much fun.
I have a picture with Alanis Morissette.
You do not.
I do too. I do
Prove
have
it.
one.
All
I know. I do.
Use this time. We'll talk. You just maintain the board. I want to see the picture when we're done.
Eventually, right?
All right. Well, we are here with Jen Ruhe, who is with Delaware City Schools, and she is ready to tell us all about things that, I'm sorry, school is coming. It's inevitable. It happens every year in and around August.
Yes.
Every year.
Every year. Let's talk about some of the things that are coming up almost imminently. The Supplies for Scholars.
Right. Next week it starts. Supplies for Scholars, one of our favorite events. We're so grateful to the United Way of Delaware County, Strengthening Families. They had this vision 12 years ago. This will be the 12th year for Supplies for Scholars.
That's fantastic.
Super cool. Started out super small with, a couple hundred kids coming through to get some school supplies to be ready for school. And now we have 2 main events at Willis next week, Thursday and Friday. Between the 2 events, we'll probably have 800 to 1,000 kids come through.
That's great.
Yeah.
And what I love about the way that they've set this up, and as a partnership between the schools and them, it's a shopping event for the kids. They walk through, they pick out their own supplies, they get to choose their backpacks. So it's very personal to them. They have volunteers that help them shop if they need it.
The shoppers have I think as much fun as the kids do.
More. It's the most in-demand volunteer opportunity out there. Everybody wants to be a shopper because it's so fulfilling and just so awesome. But yeah, so, and then they have expanded to like 4 mobile locations too. So there'll be in Ashley, Sunbury, Lewis Center, and then a second one at Woodward Elementary School.
Wonderful.
Following up from the whole big event, just to make sure that they're getting out into the county,
Right.
and where they're, where there's maybe some transportation barriers that they can't get to the main events. So
This is a lot of help thanks to Delaware City Schools and United Way, and then the public also has donated to make sure that all of the kids here in Delaware County are able to be equipped, to be best prepared for their school year.
Yeah, overall they expect to serve about 2,500 students countywide.
Wow.
So it's
That's
pretty
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
With a full backpack of school supplies.
Right.
So it's very cool.
We talked to Mallory with People in Need last week, and she mentioned the school shoes program where
Absolutely.
some of the kids will also, if they register now, which we do have a registration block on our website, DelawareLibrary.org, then you can sign up to get your $40 voucher to go and pick out a pair of shoes for the school year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, kids grow fast.
They do.
So fast.
And then what I also love about the event is, so like the shoes, there'll be hairstylists there. Some of these kids will get their back to school haircut.
That's wonderful.
So fun.
Yeah.
They come out feeling so proud, so excited about their new style. And then community partners. The library, the bookmobile is usually there or has a table there. But so many community partners with so many resources for families that just to introduce you to, things that you may not know exist in the community.
Right.
So super awesome.
It's become really nicely organized too. The Willis Educational Center, if you don't know it, right there on West William Street, it has kind of that large basketball court area. Just hang out in that area. Come talk to the vendors. We might have freebies. You never know what you're going to see, when you walk up to us. Board of Developmental Disabilities is there. They usually have great stuff. Adaptive scissors they had last year, Pop-It pencil cases they had last year. So, talk to the vendors and see what other cool swag you can get.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's an amazing event. I was here for the first one, so I'm now with my 18th year of Delaware City Schools. So was here for the first one, and every single year it gets better and better. Like you said, so well organized, but also just this amazing energy that is all around Willis that day, and you can just feel it. All of our principals will be there. Principals from other school districts will also pop in. So just it kind of feels like the unofficial start to the school year.
Right. So this one is, we talked about that you need to register for your shoe voucher. Families who need to participate in something like this, do they need to register in advance? What do they need to do?
So we ask them to register in advance, but we also take walk-ins. We're going to serve the kids.
Yeah, and this is going to be on July 27th?
25th and 26th.
25th and 26th. The evening of the 25th, the morning of the 26th.
Correct.
At Willis Education is the big one. You can find out more at the Delaware City Schools, the United Way, the library websites. We're all making sure the whole community
And don't
knows
forget,
about it.
after you get your backpack, pop on over to the library and make sure you've got that most important school supply,
That's
your
right.
library card.
Absolutely. Yes,
We'll get you signed up. We'll get your kids ready to roll.
Yes. Jen, what else is happening with Delaware City Schools this season?
Yeah, so, we just were talking about, it feels like it's the middle of July, but we have, I counted today, 26 days until the first day of school.
Oh, my.
So we're on the countdown to the first day of school for at least Delaware City, August 14th. But up until then, in 2 weeks, we have all of our kindergartners coming in for kindergarten screening.
Oh.
So they get to visit their elementary schools for the first time for most of them. Look, today we have 404 kindergartners registered. We'll get a few more before the start of school, but this is the class of 2037.
Nope.
Wow.
The graduating class of 2037 will walk in our doors, in a couple weeks to meet their teachers for the first time, go through some little screening things, and get to visit their classrooms. And so one of the best weeks ever because they're so excited.
Yeah.
I know. And I want them to keep it forever. And you will, because Delaware City Schools are fantastic.
Thank you.
Candies are so fun.
And then one of our other big favorite events is PacerFest.
Yeah.
August 9th.
That's right.
It's a Friday night at the stadium there at Hayes High School. basically become just a community pep rally.
Yeah.
Meet the team, sneak peek at the marching band, and they're sounding so good. They were in the parade, and everybody was like raving about how good they sound. So mostly free event. I mean, you can choose to purchase some game tickets and stuff, but mostly a free event, and come out and join us.
Yeah, you do that at the Hayes High School in the football stadium, and it's that Friday night about 6 o'clock.
Yeah, doors open at 5:30, but I think it really kicks off 6 to 6:30ish.
Yeah, and so grab your seat in the stadium, and this is a really nice kickoff to all of those fall sports. So you're going to have the all the way from middle school to high school teams, girls and boys sports, the competitive cheer, dance, band. There's performances in there. It's a really fun night. And I saw that it's moved away from the first Friday this year, so you don't have to, be like, okay, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to bolt over to First Friday. So they each get their independent nights.
Correct. Yes. So no, super fun night. We're thankful to our Pacer Spirit Committee. It's a kind of an independent group that really came together that wanted to do this. They work in cooperation, obviously, with our athletic department and the schools to make sure dates work out and all those things.
Right.
But just a fantastic group of people that are just really wanting to promote some Pacer pride in our community, and so they're really fun, and we can't wait for that.
Yeah, you get your orange and black on, and then you come out.
Yes,
Support the Pacers.
There'll be concessions there, so it's
Yeah.
just this really great night of community spirit.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, then we get right into our back to school days, like schedule pickup, all the things. Power School sneak peek for any of those parents who want to know who your teacher is going to be.
Oh.
If you log in, when forms open on August 1, you'll be able to see your teacher assignment right in Power School online. So that's the first way that you can find out who your kid's teacher is going to be.
Listen to these sneaky tips from Jen.
I know.
So that's the question everybody wants to know.
Yeah.
Especially elementary.
Yes.
Like who's my kid's teacher and stuff. So August 1, as soon as we send out that email saying forms are open, that's also how you see your teacher. You'll go right in there and find your schedule.
Oh, I love that.
Wow, I remember driving to the school, and they were literally taped
they
to the
did.
front
Yes.
door of the
Yes.
school. And that's how I found out who my teacher was for that year.
And we did that for a long time, obviously, and technology has just made that
a lot better,
a little bit easier, and also alleviated some of the privacy concerns that some people had about, just class lists being just publicly available. So, so we've evolved.
That's great. That's great. Well, this is all really great information. We've got supplies for scholars. We've got PacerFest. We've got the sneaky insider tip of the how to see your teachers and all of the things happening with Delaware City Schools this year. So we're so excited to be partners with you. You also support us in we have a kindergarten readiness email series that has, it features a letter every week. It has Percy, our unicorn mascot, who's guiding you through, along with our youth services librarians.
Who are amazing.
Yes, and so Delaware City Schools, you have been a champion in helping us get that program off the ground as well, and passing that out to those incoming, 404 kindergartners.
Yes, and that was well received. So glad you guys are able to put that together, and again, just that partnership. We don't need to duplicate work, and so it was awesome.
Yeah.
And then obviously it's always a favorite time is when the librarians visit the school and do some like classroom visits and things like that.
Yeah, when we're at those back to school events, we're talking up for teachers. We have teacher collections, we have teacher cards, we have ways to get, you need 30 books of All Quiet on the Western Front in your classroom. We know how to get that to you.
Yeah.
And the ways that you can sign up for that and, get your books. So
And homeschool parents, remember, we got a lot for you in there too. We've got a parent resource thing that has flashcards and all sorts of tools. So whether you're in the public schools or schooling at home, we have things to help support your educational journey.
we love being helpful.
We do.
What we're all
I
here
love to
for.
give people free things.
Well, we've got about a minute left, and I want to talk about some things. We're still in the throes of Summer Reading Club, and that goes on through the end of this month. And we've got programs all over the place. Tailwise is going to be at the Orange Branch Library today at 2. I think I'm going to go to that because I've actually never seen them before. They do like
yeah.
tales of like science and STEM through storytelling and adventure.
I love storytelling.
It's a very fun time. I would be remiss if I did not mention that we have not one, but two Friends of the Library pop-up bargain sales tomorrow. One at the main library in downtown Delaware, one at the Ostrander Branch Library. Those are going to be 9 to 3 at Delaware, 10 to 3 at Ostrander. The Ostrander one is in conjunction with their community garage sale. So if you head out to Ostrander and you're a garage sailor, you're going to get the best deals tomorrow.
It's fantastic. Yeah. I'm really excited about a teen program we have coming up that I am pretty sure I would have just loved. Adventures in Adulting.
Yes.
Which, by the way, can I come, teen librarians?
Yeah. Richwood Bank will have you there.
This is managing your money. And like Nicole just said, it's with Richwood Bank. And they're going to talk about budgeting, ways to manage your money. It's like that little advantage before all of a sudden you have money responsibilities.
Right, yeah.
Like that just pops up in your 20s and you're like, wait, what happened?
I know. Yeah. And Rachel's done such a great job organizing these to just help our teens be well equipped for the future.
Yes, because that is at Orange on Monday from 6 to 7. I've got to tell you when and where, don't I?
Well, it's helpful. But everything you can find at www.delawarelibrary.org.
Absolutely.
And you can click on our events calendar or you can download our app and just click on the events tab there. But Jen, we're so happy that you were our guest today. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us. We can't wait for school.
Absolutely.
I know.
Molly, we did it. Another Friday.
Another Friday. And look at the sunshine. I'm ready to go out there.
And Mark, you live, you learn. You love, you learn. Until next week, we'll see you in the stacks.
Thanks for listening to Off the Shelf, sponsored by Helpline of Delaware and Morrow County. Join us again next Friday morning at 9 o'clock right here on My 96.7.